Cars sold were manufactured domestically, primarily produced by the big three automakers in Detroit: Ford, GM, and Chrysler.
Coming through loud and clear is your new Rambler 440 sedan, the best dressed four-door in its class.
Along with the fourth Detroit automaker, AMC. And we were driving those cars everywhere.
It was pre-Arab oil embargo, so if you were able to put $2 worth of gas in your car on a Friday or Saturday night, you were good for both Friday and Saturday night.
Overall, the American consumer had hundreds of domestic cars to choose from.
There were about 266 different models available, ranging from $1,800 to about $3,000. But the popular cars were the Chevrolet Corvair, the Nova, the Ford Mustang, and the Falcon, and the Fairlane. You've got all kinds of AMC products. There was so much more available at that time because there were so many different brands.
1968 is happening. Something young is happening. The young mobiles from Oldsmobile.
Auto manufacturers were reaching out to the youth markets, with GM even calling its Oldsmobile brand Youngsmobile. And Detroit still specialized in making big, gas-guzzling sedans and luxury cars.
We expressed our luxury by size, and America was going to say, hey, we're big.
The car du jour for families was the station wagon.
And there were just so many different manufacturers producing wagons because that was the hot form of transportation. It was before the SUV, before the crossover, and this is how you got your family from point A to point B. And there were a lot larger families then than there are today.
While the foreign car didn't dominate the American market in 1968, it was growing in popularity.
The foreign cars started coming into this marketplace, and you would think it would be, typical Nissan, or at the time it was Datsun or Honda or Toyota, but we also had BMW and Alfa Romeo and Volvo, and these were all brands that started making pretty good reach into the marketplace.
But one foreign automaker stood out in 1968, the Volkswagen from Germany, with its revolutionary compact model, the Beetle, first sold in the U.S. in 1950. Its popularity peaked during the 60s as it was adopted, along with the VW bus, as inexpensive transportation for the hippie generation.
Although it was big in Europe, once it hit the U.S. shores, it really had an impact, not just on the culture, because it was part of the counterculture, but it was a great vehicle that got people from point A to point B, and it really stood out and made a huge statement.